This is just a brief talk about when you seek purpose, you must leave everything behind. Now, this is not for everybody, okay? So, I don't want people to take this to heart, but if you have to, and you got that every right. There's many individuals out here that are aware of their purpose, okay, in life. Some may take time, some of them just go along with the oppression that has been brewing for a long time. Still sleep to what's going on. Sometimes even claiming that they understand and they really don't. Not every man goes the same route or even understand the same. Some people take that easy, just what I just said, and it's not that easy. There's people that go through major things that brew an individual to go several routes or certain routes that some people don't understand. Not everybody, not every soldier, not every warrior that come to this planet comes through the same way. Now, I'm not speaking from a form of education that some of us that was given by the same oppressor that some majority of us are placing our dependability on. Walking around as if nothing's wrong, we don't have no purpose, nothing matters. Let's just get violent, let's just act out of control. Even in the midst of them sitting here doing things to you. We are currently at the time where war could break out, although it's already started, let's put it that way. Because there's been a war on poor people. So far, so good, if those see it. Now, according to them, they say that it's what do you call it? Storm taking place. Things coming. The water might be pushed over on the East Coast, on the edges of it. Now, most people are saying, hey, why is this happening? Why is it going to happen? You can't really pay attention and see what's going on. Do you think that it's wrong for these things to not happen? Well, I think it's just another form of wake-up call for people to pay attention and see that it's just another form of extraction from this bullshit. The majority of people are giving their soul and life to so long that they refuse to pull from it. And it's creating certain individuals where they think that uh, as long as I'm okay in a certain state of living, I don't have any concern for anyone else's well-being. Well, there's individuals out here that have a purpose, and they have to focus on the people that are not feeling well or doing good, living well. You know, they have to walk in purpose in order to keep that light going. And you get some individuals that take that as a joke, and it's not. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, most people that place judgment on people based off of uh, a different view or thinking outside of the box. And if you're thinking like that, majority of the time, people will come up against people with purpose. You know, there's a heavy presence of evil towards people like this, where they know they're following a godly purpose, and those spirits are entering people, even our loved ones, to attack us. Now, majority of the things that we consume eating, actually, it does get into people. I don't care what people say. You know, me personally, now, you the listener can take this any way you want. But me, I haven't consumed pork in over 20 years. I haven't touched it. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't 100%, because, I've been in restaurants, so you never know what they cooked in it. Direct, I haven't really touched that since then. So, everyone, I just want to say that just to say it. But some people are not have a purpose. You never know who comes across you and listen to your words, and they going through something real deep, or they need to hear something, and you become good friends or something like that. That's just divine intervention. Sometimes people need to come across other people that sound like they have some concern of other people's, like that have a compassion. No one wants to hang around people that's selfish. There's a lot of selfish individuals in this world, and it's getting worse, where they don't have any. Sometimes they can even pretend for a little bit just to feel good. And I'm going to say that all based off experiences from people. And then right back to that personality that you didn't even know that was there. So, I mean, when you're dealing with purpose, sometimes most people go through the horriblest things in the world. Horrible things, or even pain, mental pain that they dealing with. Okay. Some people are here with even over 20 addresses or more. homeless. But there's some individuals that don't want to stay or not or know for a fact because of their mind state. They will not stay in one spot. One thing about America is you can go anywhere you want. But soon later on, the machine is planning on stopping that for those who see it and understand. So this is when purpose comes in for certain types of people. When you really start feeling closed in and you got to live in a place where uh, they're depriving you of rightful living. Okay, because a man wants children, a man wants a home and a wife. It doesn't have to be perfect, but they do want that. And when a man or a woman does not get that really sincerely want that, and know that it's God given, you can create certain types of people. You can create some that have a purpose or some that don't have any. And when you get those people that don't have anything, they resort to violence or they build up a disrespectful demeanor. Okay. And then therefore you won't be able to trust them because you don't know which way they're going to go. And it's based off of the environment you're living in that's creating these type of individuals. So when I say you must leave everything behind, I'm talking about, and this is for God-fearing people that has been dwelling in the Most High's words and understand how this planet is going. If you're inside of a home where there's a lot of problems or material items that you have and you left, that's what I mean. You must be able to have the heart to get up and leave. Leave everything behind because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your free mind and your peace within is the only thing that is golden or even worth money. You shouldn't be able to deal with things outside yourself that's trying to destroy your inner self. If you get to the point where you have to continuously obey things outside of yourself, okay, to prove to other people that you're not going to go insane or something like that, or act like you don't want to present to other people that, okay, this is wrong here. Why do I got to keep living under something that's false to me or something that's deprived me of living? So therefore you must leave everything behind. Let it go. It's sort of like sacrificing things. Sometimes you got to ignore certain elements in your life that I'm sure the majority of people dealt with so many years. And people that understand each other or walk the same can understand each other. Okay, but if there's people that are around you that don't understand or try to deem you a certain way because they're contributing and they're listening to things outside themselves, you got to get away from them people or watch them. Because if you sit there, you can at least expect that person or those people to do something to you, okay? Because they feel you. They feel the fact that you're not being a part of the program. So what they do is they create things for you to separate from them. Follow along with it. The spirit will tell you how it is. That's when you gotta leave everything. Now, I want to be able to sit here and discuss it's another spiritual thing that it's very strong at this time, where people are talking about the 144,000 um, spiritual people that are scripture talks about it, where um, those will be warriors for the Most High, um, kind of like bringing light into a dark world during the times of darkness. Now, some people can understand and some are not. Some are not going to. Or some are not going to pay attention. You can influence an individual by your vibration and the way you carry yourself. Okay? And you never know who you can change. You know what I'm saying? Me, okay, and this is personal, but I used to be an angry motherfucker, boy, in the street. People used to look at me and say, "Why you look so angry? Why you always mad about something?" And you know what? Those same people that used to say that was people that didn't know what I was dealing with, or they kind of knew, but they never understood. Because some people see what's going on with, and I'm going to say black, brown, so-called African American people in the urban areas seem to think that the way they're living is normal, or you're supposed to continuously live like this because this is just the way it goes and that's the way it is. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with you. When you can just happen to forget what older man could have been beating you up at the corner. You're a young child beating you up at the corner. You come in from playing outside and you don't know what to say. You just go to your room in bed, and your parent or whoever living with don't know what happened to you. And then you're growing up thinking that, okay, well, this is the normal way. So now I've been traumatized, but I'm going to be angry later about it. I'm going to get angry. I'm going to, it's kind of like a certain artist. I'm going to mention his name, but people who know who I'm talking about. But he said his mother used to, and this is an example. This is just an example. He said his mother used to go in his room and just beat him up for no reason. And they said even if he didn't do his homework right, he got beat. He go in his room and he's sleeping. He says she just comes in at night, rip him up, choke him, beat him up, send him to bed, and go to school the next day. And then turned around later on and took him to a group home and dropped them off. And it created a real extreme angry individual that eventually went out in and out of jail the rest of his life because there was no father around, but the mother was beating on him. So he eventually had somewhat of a purpose later on, because he became famous. So, we never know what kind of light is in an individual. If you're sitting around here thinking or placing judgment on people, if you think you understand what route that a person is going, you get some people that even walk past people that they don't know if they're spiritually inclined or not, or if they have the ability to feel your spirit and notice what kind of person you are. I came across something like that in North Carolina one time. I was coming out of the store, and this specific individual, there was a female, black woman. She just looked at me, then she kept looking at me, and then she went in the store. As she's walking in the store, looking at her, I seen her looking. Then she turned around, she looked again, but then she kept walking to the aisle. Now, eventually after 15, 20 minutes, we was in the store. She had came up to the cash register, and she had looked down a little bit, but she had moved her head, but it was like a confused state. But she looked around on the floor, and then she looked at me again. I said, "Oh, she must feel me, because there's people out here like that. You gotta be aware. There's some people that feel your spirit and understand you, or even feel your strong vibration. You gotta understand it. There's some real strong spiritual people out here, and that's what a lot of people are really forgetting. Okay, there's some people born for a Pacific time or Pacific times. Yeah, some of them eventually have to communicate with each other later on. You know what I'm saying? And that love vibration, that's the majority of people. People out here even fighting to keep that within themselves because they see this dark world trying to lead people to continuous anger. And here's the reason why when you read scripture, it states about you're supposed to love people and forgive multiple times. It is hard, but you got to do it. That don't mean stay around them, but you got to keep doing it, man, because sometimes it builds up anger. Look at the events that's going on out here now. Or people just can't forgive people or, speak in a certain way because they're so influenced by outside people. That's just the way their mind has been bred. So a lot of people are afraid of purpose because they dislike the judgment and the opinions of other people that may not understand the times that we're in. There's a lot of people going through things in their home, in their houses. But therefore, I think, this is just my opinion. I think people should really start to, don't wait, but then this is when you got to choose a side what you're going to do. Either you're going to fight with that light or be that angel with that sword. You understand? For those that, if you're visualizing what I'm saying, you understand. Even angels carry swords. Don't let evil always tell you that you ain't supposed to fight back. And you got to be intelligent in a way to fight back. And there's plenty of ways of fighting. You can't say anything, oh, I'm just going to pick up a gun and I'm going to make false statements or say things to do the same thing they done to me. No, you got to think outside that box. You understand? So, and this is for people that feels as though they don't have a purpose. Even if you got to create one, you got to make sure at least that you're in line with positive vibrations, righteous vibrations, please. Okay. Now, you get some people that think that, just handing out a little something. Let me say it. Like little something. Let's see, what's an example of little something? You have individuals that's kind of, how can I say, they're handing out little things for majority of these people that are on certain substances. Okay, they're out in public injecting themselves or doing, drugs. So I think these people, I think these type of people don't understand too much. You're sitting here and you creating these little packages of bandages and stuff like that and giving it to these people. Okay, with these wounds and all this and that. I believe it's for people doing it for show. Some of them, but I think them having a conversation with these people in a positive manner for a long time, you never know what you're able to do. You might change a person, but I think just giving them stuff like that and then walking off, nah, that's just my opinion. I seen one lady sat there, I think majority for like 3 hours, and she was just asking them questions and talking with them. And I think that was sweet of it because they actually sat there and talked to her. You see, you can feel the vibration when she was talking with them. They was kind of like a little relaxed because she came up and sat with them and talked. And she's at the corner, okay, of a major highway while they laying on the ground sitting there. Now they all on drugs, but they sitting there talking to her. So she talking with them. So that's her purpose. And this girl looked like she shouldn't even be out there. I think damn near 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning doing that. Pretty as ever, and she's out there by her damn self on the phone. Crazy. So she obviously must be doing her purpose because she was able to leave from out of there in peace. Nobody didn't rob her. Nobody didn't ask her for nothing. She offered, and that was it. 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. And she doesn't seem arrogant, nasty, two-faced. She seems sincere. Because I think on one interview she had there, she started crying because she's like she don't agree with. Actually, I seen two girls. One was in Florida, and another one was in Philly. But she started crying about the animals, demon homelessness, such and such. Now, there could be more people out there. Me personally, I can be back out there. So there's gonna be a point where you can't sit here and keep trying to tell people what they should and should not do if you ain't helping them. What's your purpose? Well, some people have evil purposes. That's another thing. Don't forget that. There's some evil in us that has a purpose. And what's crazy is it got to be some kind of demons inhabiting these people's body because who in their right mind want to treat people like that? Something evil got to be going on. Now, I'm hearing from several people the majority of it is not really, you know what I'm saying? Human entities at that, but everybody has a purpose, either negative or positive. Seriously. But if you're dealing with something major, or life has caused you too much pain, and some things just come out of nowhere, and you ain't got no direction to go, sometimes it's best to just, if you got your bag, 1 or 2 bags, and you, wherever you are, get up and get the fuck out of there. Get up out of there. Okay? Keep moving. I learned that from a statement Martin Luther King said about no matter what, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. And when I actually read that specific, I think it was a quote, part of a quote. So I actually read that, and I took that to head, and I said, you know what? That can keep a person on purpose, or keep them focused in the midst of extreme problems, because you never know what experiences you end up dealing with later, or who you come across. So you do gotta really keep moving no matter where you're going. I said everybody have a purpose, and then not all the purposes are the same. And I wish people with this somewhat intelligence that they think they have, stop trying to direct other people's life. If you don't tell the truth, if you know something, you know it like that, accept the truth. Don't say and try to block out other people that know certain things. Okay. We see a lot of knucklehead adults following certain things that really don't have no purpose. It's just, it's what, if they're around a bunch of 5 or more people, that it's what they think about. Uh, he or she is she hit. This must be her purpose, so this must be my purpose. That type of person, I feel bad for, because it's just like me. If I was to continuously follow what a lot of street people or a lot of other people were saying they're doing, I think I'll be continuously still be angry, and constantly getting into street problems and fights. And like I'm saying, say I didn't, I didn't as I got older, but who wants to keep living like that? I haven't seen no older people all sitting on crates taking pictures together with canes, still sitting on that same block or that same neighborhood, spreading bad information to the young folks, and whatever. So let's see what else here I can go. All right, what is up with this? I asked to remove this and it's still there. All right, give me a minute. Wait for something to finish loading. Okay. Now, this specific story I'm gonna bring up for a reason. I think it was a screenshot I had found online. I wanted to talk about, because it was crazy. Thank you if I still have it. But I'm gonna be short and brief with this because I don't want to disrespect the brother a little too long by putting the picture up. But this guy, he was on Fox 29. I think he was talking about. He was talking about how somebody in the car, I think it was in the car, that hit his child. And this is in Philadelphia, right? Let me turn the music off. And what was crazy about this is, because I'm familiar with this kind of events, he mentioned how when they hit him, they kept going. They didn't. So obviously, there has been a lot of intentional hitting in Philadelphia, and it's starting to make you wonder who's doing this, why is it being done, And what is your purpose? This is what I'm talking about, how certain kinds of people have a purpose. And it could be evil, it could be good. Like I said, this is the father of the child that was hit in Philadelphia. I think it was months ago. I think it was 5 months ago, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, he was highly upset. I think he was up there with his wife or whatever. I can understand that. But what kind of spirit had this purpose of doing this? Now there's a channel. Okay, and I wish I could be able to pull it up now if I take a picture. There's a channel. It's from Philadelphia, and it's two individuals that going around in the cars, and they are filming certain areas and states and cities and stuff like that. Now, this specific channel has captured two car events, right? Two crashes. No one's showing their face on there, but it seems to be driving through Center City, West Philly, South Philly. Okay. It did Northeast a few times. So here I go again. What I'm trying to get to before I close out. When you see purpose, you must leave everything behind. Now, don't forget negative or positive purposes, depending on what you have to follow as yourself, the individual. Don't forget there's negative people out here on certain purpose. Okay. They have a purpose to do something or do things for other people that you least suspect. It's a dark world out here, but you better learn to not telling people to physically get up out of your own home and all this and that. You got your own purpose. But I'm suggesting if you dealing with major problems and so that, this is the time where you gotta be on purpose and change what you're normally used to. Because then that's when it all has to change completely. Don't look at things as the same, and after that, you cannot look at things as the same after any major event that goes on. If you do, you still sleep. You haven't picked a side. You haven't chosen a side. Yeah. There's only one side that everybody got to choose. You can be part of the problems or the solution. And you can't be fearful of the other side that has their purpose because they're going to continuously keeping that doing their purpose, no matter how you feel about it. But you got to understand this: if you're on the positive, on the righteous side, that other purpose is always going to be fearful, very fearful, because it doesn't know what you want to do to overcome. So I want to close out and say peace and love, and good vibration to those who are on the right side. Much love, and I'm out.